We have a very interesting statement from someone you know well. Grant Hill said that Kevin Durant is the greatest offensive basketball player, not just in the game right now, but of all time. Jalen Rose, do you agree with Mr. Hill's assessment of Kevin Durant?
I love Grant Hill. As a matter of fact, we're 13 and under AAU. We played against Reston, Virginia. We couldn't get the ball across half court. All the way through college where he beat my team every time, including the championship. I love him. Got his number in my phone. He always hooked me up when I go to Hawks games. However, when we watch the greatness of Kevin Durant, it's hard not to get enamored when you see him and say that he's the greatest scorer all time. Now, he may be the most versatile scorer of all time. In particular, his ability to shoot the three with efficiency. That's what's going to separate him, is because he now stars in the three-point era. And when you look back at the history of the game, he's a player that has a legitimate chance to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So he's in the family of all-time great scorers, ain't no question. However, I got to get out the history books for everybody. There are unique buckets that have walked the face of this earth that have played in the NBA. So a line of demarcation, I'll go to 50-point games.
Okay.
The guys that have laced up sneakers, Jacoby, and have scored at least 50 points in NBA games. Look at Wilt Chamberlain. Does that say 118 times?
118, game high 100.
Okay, so that's all of those other four combined, right? So that means he have to be in there. Look about Michael Jordan, 31 times. Why people always leave out the Black Mamba in this conversation? Do you remember that time when Black Mamba averaged like 40 for like a quarter of the season?
It's like a month and a half, yeah.
And another measurement of scoring title of great scores is scoring titles. Kevin Durant has 4 scoring titles. Michael Jordan has 10 scoring titles. And so again, I know Kevin Durant is the most efficient 6'11", 7-foot scorer that we've seen, and he's going to go down in this conversation. But let's not dismiss the people that some of us have seen that have done it before KD.
Absolutely, and I agree with you. KD deserves to be in this conversation, and there's a recency bias here because we watched what KD did with the Nets. I think people are celebrating Giannis this offseason, but forget what Kevin Durant did in this playoff run. Watch what he did with Team USA, and it looks different when you watch Kevin Durant play. It just looks different from anyone else we've seen before. His fluidity, his handle, his jumper, and his size and length, it looks different, so I can understand why those things would come out of Grant Hill's mouth. But I promise you, if you ask him again, if you texted him right now, Jalen, and said, do you really think Kevin Durant's the greatest offensive player of all time? He'd be like, no, I was just talking. I was just talking. That's what he would say. I promise you, he doesn't think of all time.
And also, don't underestimate something else. And put the graphic back up there. There's something called career highs that I want y'all to pay attention to. Kevin Durant's career high is 54 points. Do you see Elgin Baylor's? You see Elgin Baylor's career high?
I see
Kobe's.
I see Kobe's.
Right? You see Kobe's career high? You see Wilt's career high? You see Michael Jordan's career high is 69 points,
69 points.
Like there's been some people that have walked the face of this earth, ladies and gentlemen, that have been prolific scorers. You probably just didn't get a chance to see them with your own 2 eyes. And here's a word that I'm going to challenge young people not to say. Just because I'm a couple of years your elder and I don't agree with you, it doesn't mean that I'm hating. Oh man, that word gets used so wrong. We're not hating. We're just pointing out the facts that there have been people that have scored more 50-point games and had more higher career highs than the great Slim Reaper shooting trays from the suburbs, Kevin Durant.